again. My name's Bill Voice. This is UKGK TV, and this is my good friend Dave Nicholson.
How you doing, guys? Hope you all fit well. Today we've got a what's new today.
Absolutely loads.
There's a lot.
Loads. So stay tuned because the final one I want to show you. I've just seen it today. It's took my breath away, and it's a long time in coming, isn't it?
Yeah, this one's good. This one's going to be a UKGK exclusive. I think one of the few. Show's coming really quick, guys. We're going to start doing the sneaky previews of what we're doing now. We're excited about it. We're still working on the Ghost Train one. We're trying to get extra footage to make it worthwhile, so the impact's as big as it really should do. Again, thanks for all the comments. We appreciate it. Big shout out to Craig. I'm not going to mention online what we were talking about last week, but I know you watch these, Craig, and I know you get up for a posh one in the middle of the night, so we'll leave it at that.
Well, we do read all the comments, don't we?
Yeah.
We do read all the comments, whether they're positive or negative. Normally they're wholly positive, aren't
most
they?
Most of
them
them
are positive, and we occasionally get a few things wrong. We recently got some comment saying that this guy was watching us and he felt that we were kind of like a parody of two old geezers, and I'll take that.
Yeah. Them two guys, the Muppets.
Yeah, Schroeder and what's his name in the balcony. Yeah, and we'll take that. And he said we were talking absolute rubbish, and he's probably right.
Guys,
but I just want to remind anybody that feels hypercritical of not just us, but anybody that does these kind of viewings, these channel things, these podcasts or whatever you want to call them.
A bit of fun, aren't they?
Done a bit of fun. And anybody that does them is basically doing it to try to promote the hobby.
We don't get paid.
We don't get paid, do we?
And we make it up.
And we make it up as we go along.
That's another thing, guys. Yeah. This isn't scripted by me and Bill. We're not scripted. No. The guys that you see that do the specialist ones, they're scripted. They know what they're talking about to a degree. Me and Bill, as we sit here and we say what we're going to talk about, and we talk about it. Yeah. So if we repeat ourselves, or if I say a certain word several times, which I have been criticised for,
or if we make an impromptu joke in the middle of nowhere, that's just the way it is. Because what we want to do is put over the hobby in the way that the people who actually do the hobby are. We're not specialists. In fact, I suppose we are kind of specialists, but we're not specialists in terms of what we say.
No,
we're specialists in terms of what we do, but we're not in terms of specialists in terms of what we say. So just. It is light-hearted, and
we do try to make it light-hearted. We do try to make it light-hearted and not too heavy.
I mean, because it is light-hearted even when we're not filming, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, come on, we're old enough to realise that you can't take life too seriously at the end of the day.
Yeah. This is genuinely how we are.
This is how we are.
So basically, what you see is what you get,
and we're not going to change. So if you don't like us, there's
little button there somewhere.
There's a button there that says off. So it's 2 words. The second word is off. So just press it. Yeah. There you go.
Don't get yourself upset, guys. Don't get yourself. Don't get upset if you don't agree with us.
Because we're not. We're not upset.
Because we're not.
Anyway,
it's freedom of speech. Just one more thing before we go any further. 3D printing seems to be the bone of a lot of contentions. We're really struggling with this, guys. Me and Bill are not anti-3D.
No, definitely not.
So please, guys, people see and hear what they want to see. Yeah, we're not anti-3D. It has got its negative sides, and if you think it hasn't, you're looking at it through rose-coloured glasses. Yeah. We're pro 3D, and we're kind of embracing it.
I mean, an example of I did a project with 30 kids at school this week, and we needed a valve to fire these cars using this high-pressure sort of gas jet. And we needed a little valve, and we actually 3D printed the valve in plastic. And it would have took me, if I was turning it on a lathe, to make that, it would have took me all week to make it. But in like 3 hours, I had this valve. So 3D printing, I love it in the right context. It's a fantastic thing.
However, and I think this will put it to bed now. Yeah, I think one guy pulled us up on this about printing licensing, and said that we didn't mention that you can basically get a Patriot and you can print as many as you want. Yeah. All we're saying, get the correct license, guys.
Because you have to pay for that.
Yeah.
It's not free.
Yeah, get the correct license. That's all we're saying. What you do is up to you, not up to us. We're not the police. No. So hopefully that should smooth everything out. And guys, that should put you all to bed. So we are aware of these particular licenses, and all Bill said was, and myself, make sure you've got the correct license to do these. Otherwise, it's not right. That's it. Game over, guys.
Alternatively, buy one. Someone else has made for you. So here we go, and this is
nice segue.
Did you see that?
Really
Otherwise, here's one we made earlier.
Yeah.
So we're in a Best Blue Peter tradition. It is one that was made earlier, and this is one of Terry Doyle's Outer Limits series.
The latest one.
Yeah, the latest one. Now he's done, I think it's 4 others, isn't it? He's done The Galaxy Being, The Architect of Fear. This is The Man That Was Never Born, and he's got one coming up called The Chameleon. But I particularly like this one. There's plenty of detail in the face.
Well, he looks like the guy that does some work for me, Ben. Sorry, Ben. Big shout out there. That was a joke, guys.
That was a joke.
So we will put underneath joke coming. So
this is what happens when you have too much Botox.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you go to the beauty therapy salon too many times, that's what comes out eventually.
It's about 9 inches tall.
No, about 8 or 9 inches tall. It's quite a chunky kit, isn't it? It's got a nice presentation base. This
that comes off.
That's just basically snap off. But as you can see, all the bases. All the lower base is exactly the same, so it comes out looking really nice as a series, doesn't it?
It does. Now, let me point out one thing for you nice people. We do listen. We have put these in a different colour, so
different
you can see
colour,
How
so
does
you
that
can
sound?
see.
How does that look?
Because we know we get a bit of glare off the white versions, so we've got grey today, haven't we? In most parts.
Yes, we've been. You are correct, guys. We do take constructive criticism well, and it does look better if you put a bit of colour on it. So we are. Looking at doing these this way now.
Yeah. I like that. Quite like the colour. Yeah, it's a nice one.
That one's available from next week, so anybody that wants that, get your order in. If you've got the others, you definitely need this one. Yeah. I'm currently working with Terry at the moment. Is the next one the Chameleon?
The Chameleon. Yeah.
The Chameleon's coming, and I'm trying to convince him to let me have the Santi Misfits figure as well.
Santi Misfits figure.
Which is a kind of big size. So hopefully... Maybe we'll get that one on the table for the show. Terry's done a great job of that.
This will give you plenty of opportunity for your painting skills as well. There's lots of different types of textures on there.
Yeah.
There's texture all over it. It really is, and it is a really good representation. It's very nice. It's a very accurate representation of the image as well.
And Terry's a big Outer Limits fan, so cast in one piece, cast in PU resin. We will cast it in grey resin for you guys out there that like your grey resin, but it's solid cast. It's not going to be spun cast. Probably just under a kilo, coming in at just under a kilo, about 8 or 9 inches tall. So it's now available, guys.
Absolutely delightful little kit, that.
Yeah.
So the next thing we've got is one by Andy Copeland, and I quite like this because this figure represents to me the best Superman.
Yeah.
And of course it's going to be Christopher Reeve, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice little job here. Nice two-part base. Nice two-part kit with the base. If you look at the base, it's the crystals from if at the beginning of the movie you'll see that when they're on Krypton.
Yeah.
Marlon Brando is operating a machine and their technology is crystal based. So you've got this lovely little base here which represent crystals coming out of the icy rocks.
And he just slots into the
he just slots in, but let me just show you that.
Look at the likeness on that.
The likeness is superb, isn't it?
And the grey does show.
The grey does show it better. You get a lot more shadow, don't you?
Yeah,
the shadows.
You can
a lot more contrast.
You can see all the detailing on the air and the likeness and stuff.
I mean, Christopher Reeve is he was a great stage actor. He sort of like he started doing Shakespeare and stuff.
Did he? Oh,
yeah, he was. He was a very serious actor to begin with. He got the job as Superman because he was tall. He was pretty tall. He did a lot of working out. But he just had that. He does look like Superman.
He's got that little curl.
And he's got the curl, and and you know, it came out at a time when those kind of movies were just starting to be popular. And like, there was obviously around the same time there was Jaws and Star Wars and the original Star Trek movie, and then there was Superman. You know, special effects had become part of the movies, hadn't they? And I think the tagline was "What you wouldn't believe a man could fly."
That's the one.
And they used the same technology to make him fly that they did to animate the spaceships in Star Wars.
Oh right.
I think it was John Dykstra or something like that who did it. So, but that is a beautiful. It's a lovely likeness, and it's heroic. Undoubtedly heroic, but he has that sort of reflective nature in his face.
Very
and I
good.
think Andy's captured that.
Excellent.
Very good.
One of the best Chris Reeves likenesses I've seen. He's done a good job.
I'll always maintain it's the best Superman as well.
You like that one?
Oh yeah, love it.
Yeah, I'll put this one over here for you, mate.
Yeah, I mean, there's others which are a bit more exciting, but to be honest with you, to me, I loved that movie. it's a real,
thing, isn't it?
yeah.
It's nice. It's not a shelf killer.
No.
So if you look at it, guys, it's quite a nice piece.
Yeah, it's flat on the back as well, so you can put it up against the wall there.
You can actually put the logo, if you want to paint the Superman logo on the back there, you can put the scene, do what you want. I mean, that's basically great profile on that.
Lovely
Superb. I mean, that's an old, well, I say old one, it's about 12 months old, but because we've decided now to go with the grey, we thought, well, we were doing this for the customer, so we thought, well, let's do another one. And we can let you guys have a look at it. So you look at that. It's a lovely piece indeed. Next up, mate.
The next two bits up are really nice kits. I mean, all kits are lovely, but you know when you see one like this, these are by Jeff Yeager, and they were previously available through Rebel Resin.
Yeah, we purchased Rebel Resin, so we basically spoke with Tony, me and Norbert. Big shout out to Norbert. We spoke, and we purchased all of Rebel Resin. Stuff. So all the old Rebel Resin stuff we now own Killer Kits. So we distribute these. This is the White Zombie, which is
Bela Lugosi. The likeness is absolutely stunning, and the posture of the sculpt is great. Look at that.
Now, when we got these, we had to work off, shall we say, a cast, which they weren't the best, if I'm honest. God bless him. So what we've done is, if you look at it, we've cleaned it up and we've made this a bit more, fetched it back to its former glory.
Yeah, it's sharpened.
Yeah,
the resolution is incredible.
Sharpened it up to how Jeff did it originally.
Yeah. This is pretty much as good as the original molds. This isn't
This you know, obviously we took a bit of time, cleaned these things up, and tried to get them as best as we possibly can. So there's very little work on it. It comes with a big base.
It comes with a really nice base. It's a kind of a stone base with the remnants of a column.
It's got like there's like a chandelier. And a chandelier, I think, that goes here, and a goblet that goes with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a marvellous movie. It really does go back to that point where horror movies were almost like dreams. It's a black and white movie from the 1930s, isn't it? And there was like I Walked with a Zombie, White Zombie, all those zombie movies, early zombie movies, where, to be honest with you, they're kind of more like drawing room horror, aren't they? They're not spectacular sort of mega zombies running around trying to bite you.
Yeah,
it's this notion about control and horror, the fact that the body's still alive but the soul has disappeared. Yeah, and it's almost like it touches upon the same notions of fear as the Victorians had about Frankenstein. Really.
Well, that's the thing. See, talking about these films, I got recommended a series. I'm enjoying it. I don't know if you've seen it, Penny Dreadful.
Yeah, I quite like Penny Dreadful.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's not bad at all. Actually, I like
the
way it moves along. It takes in a lot of genres, doesn't it?
Yes.
It's got a very Nosferatu type vampire as well, hasn't it? Aren't you that far?
I'm not that far.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Yes.
We've got so far, I'm enjoying it. It's a kind of
it's a kind of a drawing room horror,
like
isn't
that.
it? It's like that. This is subtle horror that relies very much on the viewer engaging with the theme.
It was just how he was dressed. It reminded me
of
it. It's weird.
It is that lovely.
It kind of reminded me a little bit of the Timothy Dalton character. If it looked at the attire on it, see what I mean?
Yes.
He's even got a little goatee like Timothy Dalton.
It's a very impressive kit, this
it's
well,
lovely.
isn't it?
Beautiful
and when
piece.
you get it all together like that, and you see it,
and
you've got it on the base. Look at that. The look of the animation in that figure. The naturalism of the pose.
I like how he's done the folds and the creases and stuff.
That's good.
And like I say, this is how you get them, guys. So we have pre-cleaned them up for you.
Yep.
It comes as well. This is how it comes, really, guys.
I mean, this is not a kit for a beginner.
No.
You could get away with it if this is your first resin kit and you spend your time on it. You can, but it's like any resin kit. Any resin kit is going to need a little bit more work, simply just because it's heavy material. You've got to know how to glue it, and there's always going to be bits where you're going to have to. It's like removing seams and stuff, like you would with a styrene kit, but it takes a little bit more expertise, I think, with a resin.
That one's not too bad though.
No, I mean there's very little to do on it, and what I'm saying is that these are the kind of kits that you really can get your teeth into. I mean, the face there. Look at that. I must admit, I look at Jeff Yeager's work, and it's almost like it's archetypal, isn't it? You can't really get away from it.
It's good.
It's good. It's excellent work, isn't it? Yeah,
next one, mate.
Well, the next one's a bit of a. I would say for me, it's a rarity. Okay, and it's a kit called Blind Bargain, and it's a film from the early 30s with Bela Lugosi. No, sorry, with Lon Chaney Sr. in it. Yeah, and Lon Chaney Sr. plays a doctor who basically creates life.
Right, okay.
It's almost like a kind of a Frankenstein, and the thing it creates is kind of an ape man. Now, some people think in this movie that Lon Chaney plays the ape man. Someone said it was Wallace Beery. I've been looking it up, and I can't really tell who's telling the truth on this. But this was an incredibly. I think it was recorded in 1922, but it didn't get a release until 1923 because the censor just really wasn't happy with it.
Right.
So this is. I think it might be. I'm not sure. It might be pre-code Hollywood.
Right.
Before the Hollywood had a code, but it was very much reliant on the censor, and because the nature of the subject bringing life about from nothing, and I think it involved an ape man or something, that the censor was very unhappy with it. So in a sense, a controversial movie. Now the thing is about this is not only is it an absolute scorchingly good likeness. The whole thing is a diorama. We put the leg on there like that.
Yeah.
So it's a proper kit. You're going to be building this. Like most Jeff Yeager stuff, there's so much complexity in it. You have to cast it in separate parts.
Yeah.
It's not one of those kits you could do as a single piece.
No.
You have to cast it in separate bits.
Yeah.
So you're going to have a bit of work there. But the actual base,
Joints fit.
the joints fit great, yeah. But the base, that's the size of the base. You can see the size of the base. This then goes on the base. It's lovely, like brick plinth.
This is a bit that caused us a bit of aggravation.
Right, come on. So the aggravation is, yeah. That's a stone plinth.
Which fits on there.
And then you've got
the railing.
The railing.
Now the railing, believe it or not, was the hardest bit because...
Well, it's hard to cast them.
Yeah, but we've managed to cast them for you.
Look at that.
So look at all that. That all comes with the kit. The guy stands in front of it. Now...
That is so delicate. That is lovely, that.
Yeah. Now, this kit basically was part of the Rebel resin store, and it took us ages to get a cast or a master for this. Big shout out to Sal. You know who you are. Thanks for letting us borrow your piece, and your piece, you've got now a nice shiny piece like this one. Again, when we received the kit, it was not in the best shape. It had bits that needed attention, but I think we've done a really good job of getting it back to our head. There's not an awful lot of cleanup. Well, there's no cleanup on this one. Everything fits perfectly well. I'd say 1/6.
Oh yeah.
A good 1/6. I mean,
I'd say a good foot tall.
I'd say Jeff goes a little bit over 1/6. Yeah, but it's a nice size piece.
I mean,
solid.
It's very hard to see in most of his films what Lon Chaney Sr. looks like, but I think in this film he's as close to his actual own face as you ever get. I think the thing is with Lon Chaney Sr., I think it might be just anecdotal, but I believe he came from a deaf family, didn't he?
Yeah.
His parents were deaf, and one of the reasons he's got such an expressive face is he was basically had to communicate with his family.
Yeah.
And a lot of the way he communicated was through expressions, and he used that ability to express in his acting, which made him a great actor, basically.
I'll tell you the one thing about Jeff's stuff is he does great likenesses, but his hands are good.
Oh, the hands are great, aren't they?
See the hands on that? The hands look good.
You can see the veins in the back of the hands and knuckles and everything.
He's definitely on top of his game, Jeff, isn't he?
Yeah,
definitely. Highly recommended, guys. This one is now available for ourselves. Superb piece.
I think when you buy one of these kits, and I see a lot of these build-ups at competitions, and you see a lot of Jeff Yeager on the competition stands, don't you? And they're what I call event kits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when anybody compares a new version or anybody compares models of a particular actor, the one that they always compare it with is Jeff Yeager's stuff, don't they?
There's the likeness, guys. Superb.
Yeah, superb likeness. Amazing.
Very good. Amazing. Very good indeed. Very good.
Now, I'm going to move these things out the way because the last thing I've got to show you is another one of Andy's, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, it is, yeah.
And
this is an exclusive.
This is an exclusive. And the only place in the world you're going to get this,
It's from ourselves.
And I think if you even the tiniest little bit of a Jaws fan, you're going to definitely want this. Now, I'm going to struggle to get it all on the screen now. This is... Oh, I'll just get it. Let me just get it. I'm going to hold it together so you can see it in its entirety. Look at that. Look at that. It's the great white shark. It's the shark from Jaws. Look at the detail on that. That is his face and its
How big is
gills.
that?
Well, we were talking about this, but I'd say it's near enough.
That's the way to hold it.
I think it's near enough 2 foot long, isn't it? I'd say it's about 2 feet long. So I've no idea how big Jaws was supposed to be, but it's got to be plus 30 feet plus, hasn't it?
Look at the base, guys.
The base goes with the other 3 Jaws figures that Andy's done. It's got the floats, the bright yellow floats. I mean, it's just amazing.
You can hear the theme tune, can't you? Can't you already?
And
do you know what I like about that?
Well,
it's got movement.
It's got what we call contrapposto. It's got movement. It's got fluidity, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Now,
I don't know what that posh word was then, guys, but yeah, I guess it was.
It has, believe me, it has. No, but seriously, we had a bit of a deep philosophical conversation about this, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because one of the things that at the time we all thought the Jaws thing was amazing. We didn't for 1 minute question it. But as the years have gone by, people have started to say, well, the shark looks a little bit rubbery, doesn't it? And it looks a bit stiff. And there's even a play about the shark being a complete pain in the neck to work with, and it basically got waterlogged, didn't it? Several times, and they had to drain it out, and it was a pain to work with this animated shark. Now, the shark that you see on the TV when you watch it, or at the cinema when you watch Jaws, it's basically a straight line.
It just goes in a straight line.
It just goes in a straight line. It's like a big torpedo.
Yeah.
And I think it was meant to move more fluid. But because it got waterlogged and the mechanics broke down, it didn't get to do what they hoped it did.
Yeah.
Now, I was talking to Andy, and Andy says, I'm a little bit worried because the shark in the movie is just straight. And this has got this beautiful...
It looks natural.
It looks natural. It's got this beautiful curve in it. And if you look at... I keep knocking bits off it, but if you look at this here, there's a ridge there and there. This isn't just if you look at the actual structure of a shark, the musculature, this gets... the subtlety of
it's
it.
Got the power, hasn't it? It looks powerful.
It looks powerful. You can't.
It's big as well, isn't it?
So I said, and he says, well, people will say that it's not the Jaws shark because the Jaws shark is
straight shark.
Is a straight line shark. But I'm saying this. Number one, Jaws originally was a book.
Yeah.
But Peter
Benchley,
and this shark amalgamates, number one, the actual character of the shark from the movie is there. It's got the scars over its eye. It's got the slashes in its skin. I mean, it's got the gills and everything. It looks like the shark.
It's got the jowls.
Got the jowls, which are slightly exaggerated because that's where the mechanics is, isn't it, in the actual movie? So he's done that. But the rest of the shark, the back end of the shark, for the sake of art, he's made it the back end of the shark, which you rarely ever see. He's made it aesthetically correct. So I'm saying that this shark is not only the shark from the movie, but it is also reflective of a real white shark and the shark that's written about in the book. Because in the book, the shark is wriggling about mad. It's like so fluid and so unstoppable. So I think this is the best of both worlds, and it's so big.
It looks great on camera there.
Yeah, look at that. It's so big, right, that you could display the other 3 figures in front of it. It forms this beautiful curve, which almost makes a backdrop for the three busts.
It's almost like it. Yeah, well, I suppose it is a companion piece, isn't it?
It is a companion piece. I mean, if I had the 3 heads, I'd want this.
Yeah.
I mean, I just love it. To me, it just.
Your eyes lit up.
And my eyes lit up when I saw it. You know, I came in and they said, "Oh, he's got the shark. He's got the shark," and I'm expecting something like a head of a shark poking out of a little bit of sea. Yeah. And when I saw this, and I just need to show you. Well, I'll show you the base it's on. There's the floats. You're going to have such a wild time painting that. Look at that. There's the floats.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'll explain how it's going to come when it's not going to come in 2 halves. The fins, the side fins, and they'll come off, obviously. But the actual body itself will be all cast in one piece.
Single piece. And look at the detail. It's even got claspers on the bottom there, and the sort of secondary fins and everything, and that tail. It's so sinuous. It's so muscular. The muscles. You can see the muscles under the skin. You can see the twist in the tail there. The nicks out the edges.
It's got a nice bit of movement, hasn't it?
It's got a nice bit of movement. Imagine having that on your shelf.
Painted.
Painted. Imagine that. I mean, it's a corking kit. That.
Lovely.
It's lovely. It's lovely. I can't.
It's great.
To say there's nothing wrong with it, is there? I mean, it's beautiful.
No. I mean, how it's going to come, guys, is the fins off the side. They'll come off. So they'll be separate. The base will be separate. When Bill can get it out. There you go. So it'll come like that. That should stay on. And then them things come off at the back.
Those claspers come off. There's a little peg on them.
Right, so they'll come off. So this is how you'll get it. This will be one piece.
This will be one piece.
This will be hollow. And then you'll get the two shark fins, which Bill will tell us what they are, I think. I don't know what they're called.
Pectoral fins are?
Is that what they are?
Yeah.
And then this one will be... So you'll get that. They're the bits you'll get, guys. Yeah. You'll get... That's how it'll come.
Yeah.
So you get 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's going to be an impressive kit, that, isn't it? It's going to be a lot kit.
He's not finished with George yet.
Is he not finished? What's he got?
No, not yet. He's talking to me today. We've just ironed out one last piece, and then we're going to leave it alone for now. Eh? Well, I'm not going to say. We'll leave it out.
Because if he brings a boat in and it's this big, you know what I'm going to say to him?
It's going to be like that, isn't it?
It's going to need a bigger boat.
We're going to need a bigger boat, aren't we? We're going to need a bigger boat. We're going to need a bigger boat.
But so in a sense, like, I don't really want to do it, but I'm going to go back to 3D printing now.
Go on, then, if you must.
I mean, I must, because you know what? Unless you can 3D print, making this from the original, it would be a huge ball of clay, wouldn't it? It'd weigh a ton. It would be very fragile, probably crack. I mean, this is the ideal medium for producing the original in, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Obviously, the teeth are going to be separate.
Teeth are going to be separate.
Can I just... They're held up with a bit of wax at the moment, but look, there's the teeth. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's detail in the mouth as well. So it's dead easy.
He said to me today that he's enjoyed doing a character, rather a creature rather than a character. So that's the first exclusive, guys. We're trying to give you all the exclusives we can. Again, big shout out to Craig. We had a good chat last week. I'm really glad me and Bill make your life a little bit easier and cheer you up a bit. We're all getting to a certain age, unfortunately. Yes. Can't discuss what we were talking about, but we are. Big shout out to Terry as well, who's just subscribed to the channel. Hope you're enjoying it. Me and Bill are enjoying it, and we're looking forward to the next one. What we might do next time is do bits and pieces on the mediums. So Bill's briefly just touched on the medium of the 3D there, but he's a sculptor, so the ball's going to be in his court, and I'm going to explain to you guys, because someone asked me about this on the comments, do a little bit about how these things, are formed, etc. So probably one of the up and coming episodes is going to be different mediums that us as mold makers or us as casters get, and then I'm gonna chat to Bill about his preference for sculpting, because that's his forte. It's not mine. I'm not an expert, guys, so he's going to explain to me which Monster Clay, Sculpey, 3D, whichever he prefers, and the pros and cons of it. So we'll do one of them. It'll be something interesting for you to listen to. Just two guys talking rubbish. Please don't take us too seriously. Like the channel, subscribe to the channel, and write the comments below.
Just before I go, some holidays is coming up. If you've got kids, you've got 6 weeks, buy them a model kit.
Good idea.
What do you think?
That'd be
great. Leave them alone with a bit of glue. Put a bit of paper down on your dining table so you don't ruin the mahogany.
The mahogany? Right, Do people have mahogany still?
People still have mahogany.
Do they still have mahogany?
Sure. It does, mate.
Yeah.
So introduce your kids to model making. Give yourself a bit of a break. Sit and have a cigarette and a cup of tea. Am I allowed to say that?
You certainly are.
I am. Or vape, or whatever you do these days that floats your boat, while the kids are gluing stuff together.
How many weeks have you got off?
Most kids have about 5 to 6 weeks off. If you go to a private school, you get about 8 weeks off, apparently.
Wow.
Because you pay for it, but they don't give it you.
You're away, aren't you, soon?
I'm away in 3 weeks' time, so I'll do a couple more weeks.
Why don't we do a summer films one? Summer film orientated, because the summer's here. Oh, it's come and gone,
of
hasn't
course.
it? It's come and gone, and it's come and gone.
Well, we've had our summer, but we've still technically got the rest of the year's summer, haven't we, left?
Yeah.
So I'm, like I said, I'm away. I'm going to really enjoy it. I'm going to keep my eye out when I'm over there for anything that might You know,
we're not going to mention the football, are we?
We're not going to mention football, no, because disappointment too much.
No, well, yeah.
Well, at least we're still in it.
We're still in it.
Fingers crossed.
We're still in it, but I think he should. I think Gareth Southgate deserves a medal. My next door neighbour, she's been bedbound for months. Honestly, it made her get up and turn it off. It was that bad.
It was that bad. She got up and she turned it off.
It was that boring. She got out of bed and turned it off. It was that. Oh. Anyway, you guys over the pond that don't know about football,
don't worry.
You're lucky. You're lucky. Just another one as well, guys. After this, the dynamic duo are back. They've done a little bit for the end again. So the American guys are back. Yeah. So welcome back, Kurt and Steve.
Yeah, that's good.
Looking very dapper. So it'll be good.
Yeah. Cheers, everyone.
Take care, guys. Bye bye.
How y'all doing? I'm Steve.
I'm Kirk.
And here we are with another episode.
From the US of A.
Surfing in the USA.
So we got a couple kits we want to review for you today. One of them is from Alternative Images Productions of Scott Kelly, producer. And this is 1966 of The Reptile, a Hammer horror film. And this kit was sculpted by Jeff Yeager. It's 1/6 scale. It's a nice beefy kit here.
That's a massive base.
Yeah, it's a 2-part base here, so you can see it. So this one's nothing's been done to it yet. It's just, but there's one part of it that fits right in there, and then you've got the little details in the bag here, which I didn't unwrap, and then you got the reptile, the woman who turns into a reptile there. Very good likeness, if you can see that. And that will sit up basically up in here, like so. So that'll be a real cool kit. I'm looking forward to doing this one pretty soon. But I wanted to share that one with you guys. If you're interested in this character or this movie, The Reptile, 1966 it was made. Contact Scott Kelly from Alternative Images Productions, and he can take care of you on that. All right. So, and then we have another one.
This is one of my favorite movies back from when I was... Here we got a really neat bust from a cult classic movie called House. Old Big Ben. Roger! Love this piece. This was done by none other than Todd Carolyn. Really nice likeness, though. Look at it. I know you guys love all that 80s stuff over there.
You're pissing me off, Roger. You're pissing me off, Roger.
Roger! Oh, yeah, he was notorious for calling his name out. Gave him a bunch of shivers and nightmares.
What was his
PTSD moments, flashback, mental flashback. He's seeing mental flashback.
I'll get you, Roger!
Richard Mole.
Richard Mole.
Yeah.
Was the actor that who's passed away not too
long
long
ago. A year ago, I think. Yeah. But I love this movie. I remember I got it at the VHS store back when I was like 6 years old. I remember took my mom's money and I ended up buying it.
Behind her back.
Behind her back.
Pissed her off.
Little scandal I was. But yep, this is, if you want this piece, just message Todd Carolyn and he'll hook you up.
Yeah, they'd say it's quarter scale, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe
maybe a little smaller.
One between probably 1/5 and 1/4, I guess I would say. It's right in there, probably considered a quarter. So nice little piece.
It's got a lot of cool other pieces too that you could check out.
Yeah, he does a lot of these little busts and stuff like that.
Zombies and
for you guys who've seen him on Facebook on where he's put them on there. So very talented guy. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this short little review we did. So
it about wraps it up.
Yeah, and we'll bring you some more here, and you guys take care over there, huh? And
take it easy, guys.
Soon. Bye.